Welcome to Sew Very Easy. My name is Laura, and a few viewers have asked me to come up with a way of storing sewing machine feet. Well, I'd have to say I'm storing something more like heirloom jewelry than I am sewing machine feet, but it definitely is a fun project. Sewing machine feet come in all different sizes. We have the small snap-on feet, but we also have specialty feet, really big specialty feet. And of course, some sewing machine feet are large to start with because they already have that extra piece on them. You can get the feet that snap on and then the feet that are all attached as one, like Bernina feet. Having all of these different sizes definitely made it a little challenging for me to find a case that's going to fit all of the feet. If you have snap-on feet do fit nicely inside of ice cube trays, and you can get them with lids. I checked out candy boxes, and some of them are very beautiful and display the feet quite nicely. So they really do look nice, and you can see through them. We can get the chocolate boxes that you can see through, some that you could cover and have those nice containers in there. But I did find one that is going to really, well, display these feet in a whole new way. More like jewelry than feet. One of my favorite places to shop to try to find something unusual is a secondhand store. And I did come across these metal trays that are designed to hold those coffee pods. So the coffee pods would all fit in here, and they close up, and the coffee maker will usually sit on top. Well, this really is quite convenient. It fits all sorts of feet, very large and small. This is quite large, so the feet do fit in. And boy, could we get a lot of feet in this tray. But I thought this would be a good opportunity to turn this tray into something far more elegant for our sewing machine feet. I wanted to showcase those feet like beautiful pieces of jewelry. So I'm going to turn this into a beautiful case. We will be able to take out the drawer. The drawer have little knobs for feet. So we need to lift this up as you take it out. And then we'll be able to put it back in, and it will fit in these little grooves. We could spray paint this, but I didn't mind the nice black coating. But I thought some nice red velvet would make it really nice. So I have 18 inches of the velvet through the full length of the fabric. And I'm going to put this velvet in between this tray. To get this velvet to stick on this metal rack, we're going to use a hot glue gun. I'm going to need some clips to hang up some laundry and something that is going to fit inside of these tracks. A 12-inch ruler fits, and a stir stick for paint also fits. I only need one, and we're not going to keep it with us. It's just going to help us glue. The front and the back I'm not going to worry about, but I do want to have this velvet go in and out of each of these long tracks. So I'm going to start by gluing my velvet on that first outside track. My velvet is bigger than that tray because I do want it to kind of come in and make it nice and soft. So that good side of velvet is going to be sitting up. And I want to glue this velvet down onto that bottom track. So take that velvet and we're going to glue it right on that very bottom. So this velvet is going to be too big, but that's what I want. So I'm going to take this good side and glue it right to this very edge. That hot glue is going to come through the mesh on the bottom, and that's what we're looking for, but we don't need a lot of it. We need to take the edge and stick it under that wire and glue that edge down. So I'm just looking to have this velvet glued on that bottom. And you can see all those glue dots. Now I'm going to be able to fold this velvet over on top. When I've pulled it over, I have a nice clean edge. We still have that bottom, but we're going to start covering all of these little compartments. Take that velvet and push it into this first compartment. I want this fabric to come tight right along this bar. So I'm going to put in a couple of clothespins. From here I'm going to take this ruler or that paint stir stick and push the velvet down. I want this center track as flat as I can have it, but still with all the wrinkles and folds of the velvet. So I can just adjust this velvet and push that ruler right against the bar. And while it's down there, put a couple of more clothespins. This ruler is going to help keep that flat. We can now glue from the underside. So I can hold this ruler in place. We're going to turn it upside down, and my first track will be along here. So I'm going to hold that ruler up and just add some dollops of this hot glue. And just push that ruler in the back so that we make sure that the glue is touching the velvet. Now when we take off the pins, we have that first row glued and ready to go. We can work on the second row. I'm going to put a couple of pins just to hold this down. And you can see I'm not really being fussy with the velvet. I do want it to gather up. Put the ruler in so that it's going to push down. I can adjust my velvet, push that ruler down, and pin. I'm going to be able to turn this over and run some more glue. I really don't want a lot of glue because I do want that velvet to look loose and flowy. I will take that ruler and push it right against the bottom. I now have 2 rows done. I'm going to turn it over, take off my pins, take out my ruler. I now have 2 rows done. Rearrange my folds, put some pins in to hold them, put that ruler back in, adjust this next row, push that ruler down right against the bottom, pin, and glue. We're going to do this to all of these rows. With all of these rows glued down, we are on that last piece. Trim this velvet off so that we're going to be able to glue it and tuck it inside just like we did the first side. I'm not measuring, I'm just going to cut off some of that fabric, and now I can glue that inside. Once the second edge has been glued down, we're going to be able to test and make sure that everything is secure. I do want a little bit of movement, but I don't want it too loose. So you might need to go in the back, give a little bit of a glue in a little area just to secure it down. Or maybe secure a little bit on the top. Now that I have it all secured the way I want it to look, and I've just made sure that any of the large lumps are flat. Those little ball feet are going to fit in the track, and we now have a beautiful case to keep our feet in. My specialty feet are going to fit. My everyday feet I can put at the front. I have room for all of my feet and some tools. So this velvet case may be just a little bit over the top, but it was a fun project. It holds a lot of feet, and I was able to do some recycling at the same time. Thank you for asking, and thank you for joining me today on Sew Very Easy. Feel free to subscribe, and as always, come on back. Let's see what we're sewing or making next time in the sewing room. Bye for now.